Oh, nice, it's actually working. What's the latency on that? Oh, nice, it's actually working. Cool. Okay, that comes through. Okay, so where do I actually start with this? That's the problem. Because I've never actually done a mod of this kind of Game Boy before. I've got this one over here that I did a while ago that it went pretty well, but I also really badly stripped the screws on it, so I can't really take it apart again. But I guess I'm just going to have to see if I can work this out as I go along. Alright, I've got a guide somewhere I'm probably going to have to follow. Where did I put this? I've got it in a different tab, but I need to keep it up so I can keep the stream thing going. Okay. Well, first step obviously is I've got to take this apart. So let me just move all my parts over. Okay, there isn't one there, that's good. This should be pretty self-explanatory, actually. I should get a little pot to put these in or something. Where can I stick this? Also, let me know if the audio is right. Like, I don't really have a good way of telling myself, and some people have told me that the audio on my videos sometimes is a bit quiet for them. I don't know if that's just because I generally keep the volume low on my computer when I'm working on stuff. I don't know how that balances when stuff gets uploaded, so... Yeah, like, you might have probably guessed, but I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, so I'll appreciate, like, any input that I can work with. Shoot. Oh, hey Corey, what's up? Hey Cam. What's my favourite Game Boy game? Ooh, I'm very partial to Fire Red. That's the one I have the most memory of. Came here to troll. Well, thanks for joining in anyway. That's a pretty grotty screw there. Honestly, this Game Boy isn't in like great condition anyway. Like, the screen's a bit scuffed up. It's clearly kind of a lot of like dirt in this. It's a kind of weird brown stain by the trigger here. Don't know how that shows, but yeah, I mean, somehow I've got two of these, but actually I don't even know how I ended up with two of this model specifically. I've got a blue one somewhere, but that's in slightly better condition, so I'm working with this one. But I just kind of ended up with a handful of these. I think probably during the kind of lockdown period, I was just sort of trawling on eBay and picking stuff up, and I thought I might as well do something with this so I can actually use one, because I do kind of like the form function of these. I'm very partial to the SP model because that's just the one I grew up with. It's the one I feel most comfortable with, and honestly, the screen is just way better. Like, the light makes a huge difference, even if it's not as good as an actual IPS, which is what I'm going to be putting in now. But I do kind of like the style of this one. It feels very sort of... It feels definitely kind of what they wanted to go with when they went back to like the Wii U gamepad and a Switch. I'm completely losing track of how many screws I've taken out. I think I need to get one more. Black and White and Huggle Silver, those are definitely like proper like good Pokemon games. Really can't go wrong with those ones. I do find that the replay value on Heart Gold Soul Silver can be a little tough because the leveling is like pretty steep. Like, you can get to like the 8th gym pretty fine, but then after there it just kind of skyrockets and you've really got to grind a bit to actually make it through the Elite Four. But like the actual post-game content as well, it's just practically unmatched, really. Alright, there we go. Yeah, these screws are not in great condition. There's some spare ones that came here, but like with the other one, like I mentioned, I really badly stripped the screws on these when putting them in, so I might just go with those ones if I think they're better quality, because I don't want to risk doing that again. Now this should lift off. Oh wait, no, there's another screw here. Do I have to take that one out yet? Right, okay, there's... Oh, that's a Phillips head. Okay. Where did I put my... Shoot, hang on. This one might be way too big. Yeah, that's not gonna fit. Oh crap, where did I put this? Why do I have like 6 tri-wing screwdrivers and no Phillips head? Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. No, it's another tri-wing, what the hell? There we go. There we go, out you come. Any second now. Gotcha. Okay, gonna have to keep that one separate. Now I should be able to split this open. There we go. Look at all that lovely circuitry. Now the little... Gotta be careful we don't lose any of these pieces. Yeah, I really do love the shape of the G-Bay, even it's not as functional as an SP. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm going for here. Fortunately, the screen I'm going to be putting in is way brighter than any of the standard SP screens. I think should be comparable to the one I've got on this one, which, as you can see, that's pretty much kind of what you'd expect from a standard display. Whereas, I think, look at my other GBA somewhere here. Probably should do a comparison shot, actually. Yeah, whereas with a standard one here, it doesn't look too bad in the bright light here, but if I turn off the front light, it's just a lot of screen glare, really. Yeah. What was my first Pokemon game? That would have also been Fire Red. Like, it's probably why I've got a lot of strong association with it. I think I got it when I was like in hospital, when I was like 5 or 6, and I just played the absolute hell out of it. And then of course that save file actually just crashed and I lost all the data, and I was absolutely gutted. Like I'm pretty sure I definitely cried. That was a real harsh lesson for me in data preservation. I'm getting a warning on my setup here. Warning the stream ... That's not very helpful. Current bitrate lower than recommended. How do I... Does that matter? I might be able to change that setting actually. Hope CSG mod vibe is comfy. Yeah, thanks. I might actually do that, but I don't know if streaming is really good for me because I'm not that good at just talking off the top of my head. I like to write things down, script them, go through everything very concisely. And when I just try and talk like this, I kind of ramble and lose my train of thought and can't really express exactly what I'm saying. So I don't know, maybe I just need to get used to it, like actually talking to people. I feel like I kind of lost a lot of my ability to do that during lockdown because I just didn't do anything for like 2 years, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, but overall, yeah, I might end up doing more. Let me boost this up, see if it actually does. I think I had Sonic Advance 2, Corey. I definitely played a lot of that, but I don't think I got further than, I think it was like a sky zone with a lot of pits you could fall in. I just sucked at platforming because I wanted to go fast, and weirdly Sonic isn't really like that. You have to kind of take it a bit slowly. Remove the cartridge shield. I don't think I need to do that. Oh, no, I might actually need to put that into the new shell. Okay. These are also Philips head. Why is that a mix of these? Yeah, I'm going to need to put this into the new shelf. Actually, wait, no, there's one already in here. So I don't need to do that. I should probably put this back in then. Do I need battery tabs? Nope, comes with those as well. Okay, now to actually the risky stuff. Unlatch the LCD. It's a plastic spudger tool. What the hell is a spudger? Got a little bit of plastic here from the sprues. Gotta keep adjusting the camera focus. I think I used tweezers last time when I worked on the mod, but I was really nervous about it because I think one time I tried to push it over and just kind of skid it off and put a scratch on the circuit board. Thankfully it didn't break anything as far as I can tell, but it is a bit nerve-wracking. Yeah, 'cause it's just... Maybe I should move over a little bit so it doesn't keep focusing in on my hands. But I think that's the ribbon cable done. Should be able to lift that out. Remove 3 J1 screws holding the board in. Again, why is it only the ones on the outside that are tri-wing? I'm just trying to check up on the stream thing, make sure everything's still running smoothly. Huh. Hang on. That's weird. This diagram I'm looking at says there should be 3 screws in here, but there's only 2. Someone already, like, taken this apart at some point? That's maybe a little concerning. I should be able to also lift out the shoulder buttons here. Yeah, just see if I can actually get to focus on that. Come on. I'm not sure how filthy this is. Yeah. That's what I get for buying secondhand on eBay. Don't even know what that mark is meant to be. Side. Let's flip this over. And there's all the buttons, all the little different component parts. And there goes the ribbon cable. Now, I think I don't actually need to do much else with this because I'm swapping the screen out and I'm not really going to be reusing the button membranes, although I might want to see what the grey one looks like, even if I probably need to give it a bit of a wash first. So I'm just going to slide those away. Alright, next step. I don't want to do any soldering, so I'm just going to be applying this cable as is. First I've got to punch out a bit of plastic here. Hopefully that comes away nice and clean. Okay, I'm going to need to dry test this as well at some point. First, I'm going to put all the pieces in. I think I've... Ooh, pull those away. I did post a poll to try and gather some opinions for how this should look, because I couldn't really decide on all the pieces, and I think I am just going to go with the pure purple pieces. Because, like some people said, the... I've got to be careful to hide that. Might be some my address info on that. But like the hot pink buttons, they're a bit more pink than I really expected. I thought they were going to be a bit more of a pastel colour, or at least I was kind of hoping they would be. And honestly, I don't think they look too bad, comparatively. Like, it is kind of a nice contrast to have. But I think I'm just going to go with the purple ones, and, you know, if I'm not feeling it, I can always open it up again and swap the buttons out, so that's a plus side at least. Okay, first I should put all these pieces in. A button, B button, and directional pad. I don't think it actually matters which way around it goes, it's all the same. Alright, next step. I need to clean the screen into the shell, make sure it's flush with the shell. Where's the membrane go on this actually? Do I put it in here or on the... Probably on the other side actually. Also, wow, sorry, I just noticed how that's a pretty dirty speaker. Jeez. I feel like this was definitely owned by a smoker or something. I might need to actually clean that up a little bit. I suppose it's not like I'm really going to be seeing it, but it's good for peace of mind, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty gross. Probably wipe down these rubber buttons as well, just in case I use them. Okay. I'll just chuck that back there for later. I kind of want to see if the grey one looks good actually, because the only downside when I was buying the rubber sort of contact pieces for this was the only purple they had is a very sort of dark purple. It doesn't really match the pastel colour. And it does look decent, but I kind of want to see if the grey also looks good. Looks alright actually. I suppose I'll probably just go with the purple actually, and I'll keep hold of this in case I feel like changing things around in the future. Let's just put this back in. Alright. The only problem is I can't really test the screen until I reassemble the entire thing, because I need the shell in place to actually hold batteries in, because it's not going to work otherwise. How exactly am I going to do that? I could put this in like that. I want to clean up a little bit of the port as well. Yeah, that'll do. I suppose it really makes a difference which of these I put in, because it's not like I'm going to see these parts, but I suppose just for consistency. Because maybe there might be a different tactile feel if I've got different rubber pieces. I ended up going with the default ones when I did my last GBA, just so I know it would feel the same, but these ones seem more or less similar. Push that down. Wait, actually, which part did the screen plug into? It goes there. So I'm going to need to put this in like this. I think the speaker's getting in the way of actually slotting this in correctly. Maybe that's exactly how it just needs to be. That seems right, but I guess the top shell is going to wedge some things into place, but that doesn't... I don't need to worry about this part yet. I just need to actually plug the screen in and do a test somehow. That part doesn't need to be soldered down. Start by putting the screen in, make sure it's flush. Seems about right. It's not actually perfectly flush though. I hope that's not a problem. Okay, next I've got to put a bracket in. It says put it in top down, but I have no idea what that means. Doesn't really. How do I know which motherboard pins I need to be using? That's another step I'm kind of skipping over here. This is some electrical tape for this. This guide I'm using is recommending Kapton tape, but I have no idea if that's required or if they just need something that's insulated and not going to conduct, which this should be fine for. Okay, that's almost taped it down to the bag, so I'm just gotta get this nice and tight so there's no sticking out parts. I think I need to do something with the touch sensor next. This guide is kind of skipping over a few things. Gotta do a dry test. They're doing that with jumper cables. Hey Caterping, what's up man? Thanks for joining in. Just trying to see if I can power on this Game Boy. The guide I'm looking at is saying that I should be using jumper cables directly to the power brackets, and I have no idea how the hell to do that, so I'm gonna have to sort of reassemble this slightly so I can actually put it in the batteries. Place the main board in your real shell to allow for the insertion of batteries. Well, I figured that much out. But how do I... They're really not helping here. Connect the ribbon cable of the screen to the flex cable that connects to the motherboard. Okay, I can only assume there's one way to do this. So let me just... jam that in tight. And now very carefully close these pins without stabbing the motherboard. Okay, and now I can drop this in here. But I'm going to have to fold this out of the way so I can actually use the link cable, which could be a slight issue. Should be fine. Let me just get a little bit more tape from that one part. Where did I put the tape? There we go. Just want to make sure I've got everything fully covered here. There's a tiny bit sticking out and I'm not going to take any chances. Alright, got that fully covered. How do I do this part? Okay, I think I should place it like this. So then everything folds up like that. It's just a matter of actually aligning everything properly. Okay, I think I can do this. Wait, that's facing the other way. Did I? No, surely. Okay, now I just need to fold this over, I see. Okay. Alright. This is really tiny. How's that meant to snap down? Let's see what I'm working with here. I need to insert something into here and I guess secure it in place like that. I have no idea how this snaps into place or if it will hold. Seems very... It's not very cooperative. I mean, does it really just slide in? There's nothing like actually securing this. Oh, wait, no, it does go further in. There we go. Okay. That seems sort of secure. There should be everything except the touch sensor wired in. So maybe now I can actually test it. I just quickly, really should have prepared this beforehand. I'm just going to grab some batteries. Alright, this is going to be the moment of truth. Like, if this actually works or not. And then I'm going to have to slightly disassemble this. Can I flip this over without everything falling out? Okay, the buttons can go, that's fine. And actually, honestly, I can take this part out as well. I'm going to need to insert a power switch actually as well. Didn't think about that. No, I can move that myself actually, I think. Okay, this feels risky. Like, I definitely shouldn't be putting my hands on most of this, but okay. I think maybe inserting the batteries is going to actually secure it in place. Hey Nekotoro, thanks for stopping by. I'm just about to power this on and see if I've messed things up or not. Okay, batteries in, let's touch it in place. Moment of truth, if I can just... Come on. That is the power switch, right? crazy. Okay, that's not good. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. So I have to check if everything's actually set up right. I hope I haven't. I really hope I haven't screwed this up. Okay, this is plugged in. I'm making a right work of the cabling here, but obviously I can't see the screen if it's not. Okay, come on. This is a real rat's nest here. I've kind of twisted this in all sorts of ways. I hope that hasn't actually messed things up either. Okay, these are definitely plugged in. That's should be the right way as well. I'm gonna just quickly remove this because it's definitely getting in the way. Okay, I'm gonna need to compare things for a second. Where's my other? Okay. I should probably check the batteries work as well, actually. I'm pretty sure those were charged, but these ones definitely are. Okay, I'm going to turn the volume up, because that'll tell me if it's actually, the board is getting power properly. So, if I compare this to my one here, really making a mess of this, but I just have to make sure I've got this right. Okay, so if I want to turn the volume up to maximum, I turn this all the way that way, and then the power would be switching this to here. So if I can drop this back into a back plate, some music back on. Okay. This definitely helps me feel a bit more calm about this. Alright. Okay, maybe it actually popped out of place when I put the battery in. That could explain it. Because of course if this lifted up and the contacts weren't in place. Okay, and if I pop the back on as well. Okay. The second moment of truth. Hopefully this should turn on if I do on, please work. Yes! Okay, I didn't screw it up. I didn't break anything. Screen quality looks good. And touch sensor works. Okay. I've never actually... I think my scope with messing with consoles is a bit small. Like, I've only ever really done the Game Boy Advance I did before, and this one. So I've never actually had to work on a Wii U, and hopefully I never do, because that stuff scares me. Like, I'm not super electronically literate in that kind of way. Like, I can kind of follow a guide around, but my soldering skills are a bit rusty since my BTech in engineering, and whenever I'm doing stuff like this, I'm always just so scared that I'm going to mess it up and it's going to be, you know, unsalvageable and expensive to replace. Like, I mean, I've even built my own PC a couple times, and it is fun to do on like a technical level, but it is also just terrifying because I really don't want to like accidentally short something and break my entire setup. But okay, this is great. Now I just need to actually fit this all together. So I think I'm going to lift this out. Take the batteries out as well, which is definitely important. Ooh, faulty disk drive, yeah, that's gotta suck. It sounds like you managed to get it working though, so that's good. It looks like you can do quite a lot without the disk drive on the Wii U, at least anyway, if you're willing to, you know, homebrew mod it and all that. Okay, next step, let's go back to what I was checking. So now I should be able to just... Okay. Take the screen plastic off first. Gotta love that. Okay, and I've got to stick all these little buttons back in as well, actually, before I forget. Or I'm gonna get a Game Boy with no buttons. That goes in, hooks into there. This drops in here. Those are all popped down. Now I twist this around this way, drop it in like this, right? This does feel like a little bit not fully flush, which might be annoying, but I'm hoping it kind of gets pressed into place with all the fittings. Oh, how about disk drives have boards of their own? They must match the motherboard of the Wii U console. Oh damn, that's feels pretty anti-consumer in a way. Although to be fair, I guess they don't expect people to be having to open up their consoles and making those changes themselves. Okay, how did I insert this back in? This goes under here, so this can hold down this part, right? Yeah, okay, that's how it was. But now I need to fold this part over and tape it down. I also need to do that without messing that part up. The part was recommending me to use Kapton tape, which I don't know what it is, so let's just hope and pray electrical tape works and doesn't mess with the aesthetic of this. Yeah, it's not going to touch anything, is it? Yeah, it should be fine. It should be good. I wasn't very clear on how this bracket should be held down, honestly. Like, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Place the bracket on top of the screen and feed the bottom of the ribbon cable down to the Nintendo logo area. Okay, that's where the touch sensor is located. As expected, go ahead and complete the assembly by replacing the rear screws, yeah. Okay, so I guess I need to fold this part over. Need to put this bit on first. There we go. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a bit that needs to pop out actually. Okay, gotta call that. Guide that into there. here. I might have to use one of the screws from here because I only had 2 of these when I took it apart, but it should be fine. Wrong screwdriver, okay. Get these ones in place first to make sure everything is nicely tucked away. Yeah, the screen is not as flush as I expected it to be. That doesn't feel right. Yes. Okay. Yeah, the link cable doesn't line up either. Ooh, an e-reader and a bunch of cards for $70. That sounds pretty damn good, actually. I still don't even have an e-reader of my own. Like I've covered it a bunch in a few videos and talked about all the stuff it can do, but I've never actually got to use it for myself. It sounds like you got a pretty good steal on that. Okay, how do I... I think we need to put this stuff in really tight to keep the screen nice and flush. Probably see if other people are having this issue as well, actually. Power switch does seem to be causing a little bit of trouble there. So we really have to make sure this is in nice so that the buttons actually work. New Super Mario Bros. 3. Oh yeah, if you got any cards for Ruby and Sapphire, you got an absolute steal, my friend. Those can be pretty expensive. Surely that can't be causing it to be raised up by that much, right? can't even sure what this bracket is meant to be supporting down or connecting into. It feels like there's some spaces for it, but might need to pull up some of this tape too. Just reshuffle this slightly. Oh dear. That's what I get using a bunch of tape to secure it down. Surely that part isn't keeping it up. I'm fixing an old Game Boy, making one using other parts. It's mostly just a reshell, honestly. Like the Game Boy I started with was working fine. It was just a bit old and gross, really. So I've been swapping out for a new shell, putting new buttons in, and also fitting in a new screen. That's like the main draw of this. I've mostly done, honestly. I just need to make sure everything is sitting as snugly as it should be. Because the kit for the screen came with a screen bracket, but I don't know if it's slotted in correctly. There's no real indicator of how that's meant to fit, which is annoying to say the least. It says put the bracket down to the screen. But which way does the bracket go? That's the real, very important question that this can't seem to answer. Can I even get this out now? There's another one in the guide, doesn't even look like the one I have right now. But, okay, there's enough minor details I can get to match here to work this out. Just need to line this under there. Okay. Okay. I think I do need to lift up the touch sensor though. I've put this down very securely. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared too. Like, I'm sort of constantly worried that I'm gonna scratch or rip something. Some of these parts aren't exactly cheap or easy to get either. Like, if I mess up the motherboard, I'd have to scrap my other Game Boy that I was hoping to keep intact. And if I mess up the screen, then I'm gonna have to buy a new one and wait for that to get here from America again. That took me a while. Okay, but if I can get this piece up, I should be able to readjust the touch sensor slightly to be a bit more in line with the other pieces. There we go. I saw that I didn't mess with the foil reflector on the logo on the front, and now I need to just get a little bit more. So I saw that did lift up a little bit slightly when I pulled the tape, so I'm really hoping that doesn't mess with the aesthetic of this. But at risk of committing to this more, I've added some more tape. And now, if I understand how this bracket works, this is hopefully the right orientation. Okay, just put the button, start select buttons back in. If I flip this over, should be able to align everything. Okay, I really don't want to strip these screws, so I've got to be careful. I haven't actually played that many fan games, actually. I probably should look into that more. They do seem fun. Like, I played a little bit of Vinemon recently, because a friend recommended it. But other than that, I've never really delved much into mods or fan games. Okay, something here might not be working right. I think I just need to screw this down more and see if it works. Okay, those buttons definitely are a bit too loose out. So there's a bit of give to them on the front. Although, actually that's not too far off from what they are on this one. This one though is definitely a bit too loose. So, what is causing the separation? And can it be fixed with more screwing down? Okay, that definitely needs to screw in more. This can go in here. Gathering up good Pokemon to go into home before bank shuts down, that's definitely a pretty good idea, I'd say. Unfortunately, it seems like we've got at least several more months. Like they've said, other online services are going to be shutting down, I think, in April next year. But they've said the bank is going to go on for longer. It's just a matter of how much longer is longer. Okay, what's next on the setting? Okay, I'm gonna have to do the buttons, and I need to work out. Okay, so I just slot these metal pieces in here. Instead, I came with like a bunch of little metal pins. I need to work out how they fit into the left and right triggers. Oops. There you go, buddy. The question is, first I need to find where I put all the metal pins. I suppose I can just reuse the ones from the other triggers if I can't find them. I definitely put them on the table here. Ah. Did I check on the box? No, I didn't. Where did they go? Oh, there we go. Oh, Shauna's Pokemon's a pretty good one to have. I don't think I've heard of anyone doing one of those as a Ribbon Master. They probably have at some point, but it's a pretty novel idea. Especially if they make that partner ribbon they announce an earnable thing. It wasn't shown in the last trailer, but there's some documents showing there's a new ribbon that instead of adding a title at the end of the name, it adds the trainer name of the Pokemon to the front of the Pokemon. And they showed it off with like these new in-game gym leader traits that are going to happen. So if you get like a Pokemon from Larry, you can send it out and it'll say, oh, go Larry's Staraptor or whatever. And they haven't explicitly said that it's not obtainable for other Pokemon yet. They've just said that the ones you get from the trades are guaranteed to have this ribbon. So I'm kind of hoping it is available in some other way, because that would be a nice thing to have, especially for ones that you got from other trainer origins, like N's Pokemon from Black and White too. Those would be pretty cool to have. And yeah, definitely Shauna's as well is a good one. Put this bumper on the outside. How do I drive it in that deep? I don't want to bend this by get in hard. It doesn't seem to be going to full depth. So very wobbly. Come on. Okay, that just stabbed my table. Got this little metal pin here. Oh, shoot. I don't know if it's showing correctly, but this one seems to have gone all the way in correctly. But this one is still sticking out. There's still a bit that's sticking out. I'm trying to get that all the way in. But pushing it against the table is either causing it to bend up and down either way, or it's just, at one point it's just actually put a mark in my table. So I'm going to need to figure out another way to get this in properly. I'm guessing maybe the specs on these parts aren't completely uniform. Maybe a different piece, or maybe it's the size of the plastic. Fuck. Now I can't get this in without it actually bending the metal piece itself, which I assume is something you don't want. If I've somehow jammed this one in that's now super bent, that's going to be a problem. Why did the other one go in so easily? This one's just being a nightmare. Okay, fortunately I got a bunch of these because I ordered 3 different sets of button pieces because I couldn't decide on the color combination. So I've got a handful of spare pieces here that I can use. Just hope I can get this in fully without having to go through them all. There's a really tiny gap here on this side as well, so I can't exactly shove something in. But I suppose I might as well just see if it works. Alright, which way around do these go? Right button goes there. The right way. Yeah, surely they just go straight down. Okay. Yeah, Route 113, that's a good one. I can never remember the names of like some of the specific routes. It's the one that goes like once you get out of Mount Coronet and you're going up to. I'm blanking on the name of the city now, but you know the one. So the winter route full of snow, right up towards like the 7th gym, the ice gym. Just love that. How's my day been going? Pretty good, honestly. Haven't been up to too much today, just trying to figure out my camera settings, honestly. I got this Sony ZV-1 like earlier this year, and I've been trying to just make sure I can actually work out how to use it properly. So this is just me kind of messing around with USB settings and HDMI streaming and all that. What other screws are on the board? forget the purple pieces as well. Route 216, I think that's right. The little charm piece goes on this side. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, this might be a bit scuffed. I might have to go back in and re-secure some of this stuff. I'm thinking, with a bit of hope, I might be able to secure this all down. I really want to make sure I get all the screws in nice on this one, because I really like the mod I did here, but the only problem with it is the screws weren't set in all the way, so it does there's a bit of a creak on this part. At least there was for a while. I managed to fix it by just taping the whole thing down, and it had this kind of cool effect of making the frosted part a little bit see-through here. Like you can just see fully through the circuitry on here, so it's kind of a nice little patch I did, but otherwise it's... Yeah, I just want to make sure everything's tied down nicely. Especially because it seems like it's going to have a real effect on the buttons if it's not. Just kind of want to make sure it actually can snap in properly. So there is a little bit of a dip on the screen as well. Good. Like you can see here, there's a bit of a lip there, whereas on the top side it's pretty flush. If anything, it sticks out a little bit there. Thinking maybe if I put this in fully, it'll... Actually, yeah, this is lining up actually. I think if I just get things down, everything nice and tight, I should be able to make this work. Honestly, you don't really need to do much when it comes to physically modding like a 2DS XL. Like they're basically full of features as is. Like the only physical one I think you'd ever possibly want to consider is having like a capture card output, which is something I've considered as well actually. But I definitely want to get someone to do that for me. Like I wouldn't trust myself to, Dremel through parts on a 3DS. It's a bit hard to tell if this is... I mean, there is a bit of clearance on a standard model anyway, so I think this might be good. That screw's a bit rusted. Yeah, I've heard Loopy is good. I'm in the UK though, so I'd have to find one that's more localized to UK or Europe. There's one I've been eyeing up, but it's pretty expensive, honestly. Like I'd have to be really committed to the idea if I was going to go through with it. Wait, is the... I've just noticed that the power light doesn't seem to be sticking through. That could be bad. Everything is mostly in place. I could power it on and see where it is. Oh, wait, is this a... Oh, okay, that's what that is. Okay, so I have messed up a little bit. Turns out there's a piece that goes through onto the front that sends up the light from the power indicator, and I didn't put that in. So I'm gonna have to pop this open again. God damn it. Alright, well honestly, if that's the only mistake I make while doing this, I'd say this is a successful project. How much did the whole thing cost? This thing specifically, not counting the cost of the actual Game Boy itself, because of course I kind of had that on hand already. I want to say about 60-70 pounds. It's a bit hard to say exactly because of course there's all shipping fees to the UK and all that kind of adds it up. But I picked this up on Black Friday, and I also threw in a few extra spare parts because of course I couldn't decide on what colour I wanted to use for everything, so I got a few spares and like a few different permutations. But I think the whole thing came out to around about 70 something pounds, probably equivalent to like $90. So it's probably a bit cheaper if you want to do this and you're in the US, because you're not going to have to pay for it to be, you know, shipped across the Atlantic or whatever. Let's just get this out. I think I am just going to go with the newer screws, because some of these older ones are a bit gross. Just hope I didn't mess up the ones that I screwed the board down with, because I'm going to have to get those out. Best place to experience grinding a Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, that would be finding Blissey bases. There's a handful of codes online that you can find which will give you a secret base that has a trainer with like 3 level 100 Blissies. And you can just kind of face them in a triple battle, knock them all out, and you'll get like a bunch of EXP if you're using like experience powers as well. Okay, let's get this out. I think I pretty sure I put a few of them in my ribbon video. So that would be in the Generation 6 area. Okay, let's very carefully pop this back up. Slot this light indicator in. That would be that part right there. There we go. Alright, let's try this again. Just make sure everything is lined up inside. Yeah, good luck with the footprint ribbon. Like, I think in the video I recommend doing it in Generation 4 just because if you're there, you don't want to miss out on it. But frankly, in the long run, it's probably better to do it in the generations where you just need experience. Because, I mean, once you get to like Generation 8 and 9, leveling up to 100 is just so trivial. Like, you get so many experience candies from raids, you can just boost anything up you want. And, you know, friendship grinding in Generation 4 is so tedious. Like, obviously, if your mon is going to be above level 50, you don't want to do it. Or above level 71, sorry. But on the other hand, yeah, it's just way easier to get the experience. Okay. Can I use this one? I don't want to... This other screwdriver I've got is like... I feel like I'm very much at risk of stripping everything with that one. And that's what I really want to avoid. But... yeah, it's just... God, it's mangling these screws. That's not good. Yeah, honestly, the Ribbon Syndicate ribbons also way easier in like Generation 6 and Generation 8. Although, of course, yeah, if it's Meloetta, you won't be able to get them in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. But grinding money, Generation 6, pretty easy in a Mega Ruben Alpha Sapphire. Like, you can get Happy Hour from secret bases as well. Load up a money power, O power. You're gonna get like 250,000 just from like fighting one guy outside the Safari Zone. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. That's sticking out way too much. Why is that? Is that going to come down when I put this in? No, there's definitely something wrong there. Is the speaker not aligned properly? What's the problem here? Yeah, it's okay. I think I can push this back in. I should probably lift this up first. bracket? Why would the bracket be stopping it? It's meant to hold things in place. Okay, I think this will work. Okay, I'm just gonna use a better screw here. Okay, at least okay, the D-pad feels good. A bit more concerned about these A and B buttons though, because this one doesn't stick out that much. Like I can hear it kind of rattling if I do that. But the light indicator is in place. I'm thinking maybe it's just a matter of once these screws go in, that will push it in a bit more, hopefully. Wait, no, that's, God damn it, that's sticking up again. I thought I had that right. This doesn't feel right. I've got to take a look at the speaker again. So I think it's the speaker sticking in at a weird angle. It's not slotting into where it needs to be. There we go. Now hopefully this one stays put and I don't have to risk stripping these screws down anymore. Okay, those both feel a bit more secure. Once I put the rest of this on, it should be all good. All right, progress. Let's make sure I'm putting these in the right way. That. There. Slot this one in here. Don't forget the little side brackets. I kind of like this little feature here because once that's fully assembled, you get like a little, you can put like a keychain through here. I tried to find some good, I think there's a word for them, like phone charms. I remember there used to be like these capsule machines you could get sort of around the UK that had little Pokemon phone charms on them, and I really wanted to get one of those to thread onto here, but I just can't find like a good enough assortment of them. Like, I know they exist, and I remember I used to have a Manaphy one on my backpack before it, you know, fell off and vanished. If I could just find a bit like a Porygon one, I felt like would fit really nicely on here, especially if I could somehow find a shiny one, but don't think that's ever going to happen. Okay, let's also get rid of this screw. Let's try this one more time. Top part doesn't fit quite as flush as I'd like, but I think I just click that down. There we go. All right. Back to the tri-wings. Let's get these in nice and snug, and we should be good to go. Let's get some of these bottom parts down as well before the whole thing tips open. I think the screws are doing a lot of heavy lifting here to keep everything nice and compact. Whoops. Oh, there it is. Come on, back here. Pastel blue and pink always work together? Hell yeah. I kind of wish I could have found a bit more of a kind of pinkish colour, because then I could have done the sort of the mix I was looking for. Like, my original draft of this was going to be using like this colour for the buttons, although it does look quite pastel on the camera, but it is more of a kind of like a hot pink, I guess you'd call it. Like, compared to the purple, you can see it's definitely a lot more saturated. So in the end, I just ended up going for all the purple. Now I just gotta tighten this up a bit more. Where did I put my screwdriver? Is this the right one? Yeah, nice and tight. That's about the right clearance. Yeah. I don't want to screw that one down too much with this one because I feel like this might have been the culprit for stripping the screws on my last GBA. GBA accelerator, ooh, nice. I'm fine with just going for like the standard hardware, but I feel like having an acceleration option would be quite handy for like Pokemon contests and, you know, shiny hunting and a few other things. But I've got an epilogue operator that I can use for that stuff, so I'm not too concerned about messing with the hardware. Like even on this one, I didn't bother soldering any of the wires to set up the screen brightness thing, just because I can use it through the touch screen anyway. So that's kind of one of the reasons I went for this one. Yeah, last screw. Okay, I think we might be done. Screen does feel pretty flush. I'm just gonna grab a good showcase cartridge because I think I have just the thing for this. Got a Japanese copy of Pokemon Sapphire here. Ooh, that's a nice snap actually, hang on. I'll try it again. Oh, that snaps in really nice. And batteries. Yeah, good. Oh yeah, competitive breeding generation 3, that's going to be pretty tough. I'd probably recommend looking into RNG manipulation actually if you really want to go for the competitive stuff. Just because like all the standard affairs like what is it, like Destiny not, IVs being passed down, all that stuff just like doesn't work in generation 3, so you're kind of just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks when you do that. Seems to be that's a bit weird actually. Battery tray isn't quite as good actually. That's interesting. Like see on standard cartridge you've got this battery tray here that kind of channels them into the right ways, but it's actually just isn't one on this one. I feel like maybe there's a bit of risk of batteries jostling about. Although it should stay on the contacts. Yeah, it should be fine. Alright, second moment of truth. Let's make sure this actually works. Let's check the buttons. Does all feel good? Let me just grab, where did I put this? Okay. Got a bit of a wipe down, actually. I haven't used this thing in a while. probably fit on it, right? Let's adjust this setup a little bit. My only problem at the moment is I can't really move the camera too much because it is... Well, actually, what's my battery level like? I think I can... I'm assuming this thing hasn't been using more battery than it's been charging, but... Let's get nice and up close with this. Power button. Volume up. Alright. Ah, that's lovely. Oh, power's immediately starting to run low. Thought the batteries were good on this. As I can see here, I can adjust the brightness, touch screen. If I hold this down, I should open a menu. I can change the color settings. Oh, that's fun. Standard mode, anti-aliasing mode, pixel mode. Let's go with standard mode. Just can't get it to focus on this. I think there is actually a scan line option. I'm not sure. Hang on. I think that might be this one. Although I think that's just this is frames. Standard. Oh yeah, there we go. It's probably a bit hard to see on the camera, but that is it's got scan lines now. So now you get this weird wavy effect. Actually, not sure what the last one frames is. I guess it's probably flame blending or something. All right, well, I'm super happy with that. Glad I actually got this to work. I'm definitely going to be using this more. All right. Alright, well, thanks for everyone for showing up, I guess. I'm glad I was able to get this camera setting working. Honestly, I don't think it looks too bad. Like, I mean, there's a little bit of grain that I'm seeing. Although I suppose there's not much I can really do to filter that out without really improving my lighting setup. It's honestly not that bad, honestly, I don't think. It's not exactly super HD, but yeah, it's good enough. Alright, what time is it actually? Watch is charging. Oh. One last thing I probably want to show off. It's kind of cool. I managed to get one of these like Fitbit watches for like pretty cheap, like practically free, but you can get custom skins on it and got a nice little polecat. Yeah, I don't know how to end videos. See you guys around. Thanks for showing up.